So welcome, my brilliant blessings. Here I am welcoming my children and basically to have a conversation with them, kind of see how they doing, what's going on in the world around them, and how we're going to make that future even better for them and their children. So without further ado, how about them introducing themselves, starting with my baby boy?
Okay, I'm Charles Cortez Stokes II. I'm 28 years old. I kind of, experienced life a little bit, so I'm gonna give as much information as I can. I'm a hardworking man, and I just look forward to continue to learn in life. All right.
Absolute. Thank you. Thank you, baby. What up,
Hi,
Dwayne?
I am Michaela Stokes. I am the second youngest. I am 29 years old. Um, right now, living in Vegas, taking care of, I'm a new mommy. So I'm super excited about that. Yeah, I look forward to having this talk with my brothers and my mom and, giving any advice or help or just a little bit of knowledge that I can here as well. So I'm super excited.
Beautiful. What's up, Ken?
Hey, how y'all doing? My name is Cameron Jeter. I am the third youngest son. He's about to be 1 year old. Um, I want to say I appreciate life at this time in my life for my situation, my family. I want to start off by saying what I'm here for. I'm here for peace, tranquility, growth, development, um, and knowledge of my family, so that I can get to know myself more and just break bread with my family, knowledge wise, and that's what I'm here for.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Well,
Warren, let's go.
I am the oldest, Frederick Earl Jeter III, last but not least. Um, I'm in Indianapolis right now, just getting my business started. Need transportation. More into that. Um, just on coming on here, just getting in tune with the family and about these brilliant blessings that God has bestowed upon us, and just gratitude is one of the most important things. So, really thankful, and let's get right into it.
That's right. Let's get right into it. And so now I know you mentioned needs transportation. So Frederick, what basically are you transporting?
So, we transport just about anything, um, from car parts to um, human, parts, hearts and stuff like that. Animal, pretty much anything across the line. I mean, popcorn if you need me to. We It's a new venture, so it's like a baby right now. So it's in the process of nurturing, but it has been a brilliant blessing because God has um, definitely been leading this thing in a dramatic way. Things that I could have never done alone. So I mean, it's truly been great. Like I said, starting getting it popping. We're wanting to expand and scale this thing in a major way so we can, you know, reach out to the family. So we're building, you know, show independency, also helping others to do that, and also, just helping one another as a Black community, as they're saying, the foundational Black America. So we're, we're trying to achieve Black excellence, and that's kind of where we're going with that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, wonderful. So now NIKIKI'S transportation, I mean, are you licensed? Have you worked with contracts? Is this cargo, semi?
Well, we're wanting to go across all spectrums. Far as like right now, we're moving the Sprinter van, but we're going into the box trucks, semis, and what I'm trying to get it right now is a contract with funeral homes where we'll be transporting bodies from the airport, where we'll get basically, if you have a loved one that state or whatever, then we can move them to where you want us to move them, and we do that expeditiously, and we'll get it done. You can find me at Need Transportation LLC.com or Instagram. We also have getting our Facebook page together, and that's kind of what we're doing. Also want to expand on that. I want it to be more or less of an enterprise, which is why with the name I was wanting to make some changes because of the spectrum of what we need to do to get funding, the proper funding, and kind of move along and venturing off to other areas. I've had my CDL now for a little over 2 years, so I kind of started off with that, with the B's, then I got the A's, and I kind of just want to, go into doing all type of transportation, also doing medical carrying, where we'll take senior citizens to doctor's appointments, grocery store, whatever you need, and that's the thing. It's a need, it's not a want. So across all spectrums of transportation, that's kind of where we're going with this.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And again, in ways to contact you if we are looking for your services would be
basically you can get in contact with me via email, and which you can actually go to my personal email just because I'm a personal person. So, and you'll probably get to me even a lot quicker there, which is Frederick Jeter 1311 at Gmail. And we also have a number 704-930-6682. So, if you need the services, which would definitely be extremely professional, we'll definitely guarantee the job. And remember, the need is not a want. So we understand that you need it. So, we actually, care about it just as much as you do. So that's the thing in the name of the game. We want to help out and reach out to everybody. This is not a thing where it's like just the me thing. It's not about me. It's about, creating basically an avenue for others to grow as well. And it's all love, it's about family. Like I said, it's been a blessing. It's been a brilliant blessing. And it's crazy because with it just starting, God definitely blessed the business to definitely flourish very early on. And, things are going great,
beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for that.
That's what's up, Fred.
Yes, congratulations. Yes, let's continue to encourage each other and empower each other to basically make steps moving forward. With that said, these are things that we can leave as a legacy to who? My grandchildren. How are my babies doing out there? Everybody, what's going down? I know that kind of leaves my baby boy out, but hey, when it's time for you, you'll give me some of those too. You'll give me some of those. So right now, hold on. So what's up with my grandchildren?
Um, Okay, I'll go first. So I just had a baby, as we was discussing earlier a little bit. She is 53 days old and counting. Um, she is doing wonderful. You know, she's home, she's blessed, and we are both blessed. Yeah, so learning a lot, doing our little listening to her mama sing ABCs and one, two, threes. And we look forward to her meeting all her cousins. You know, she's really gonna love that. And I can't wait till that happens. So that's how the youngest, as of right now, is doing. She is the new little person in our family.
Oh, beautiful. And I can't wait to finally have a hugging and snuggle time with her soon, soon, soon. All right. How about you over there, Cam?
I was really just trying to get to the little destination, but yeah, baby C doing great. I had my first son, which I'm very, very proud about. And I also have a daughter, who's in high school now, which is very a new thing, very challenging.
Oh my God, oh my God.
Kind of crazy because everywhere I go, people don't even believe it. Like you gotta. So, but that whole thing is a situation with my daughter is a growing situation, and my son, like I said, he just was born May 14th, and his birthday is coming up, so he is a bit about
May,
to be.
March.
I'm sorry, March 14th, right?
Yes,
No,
about to be one. Yay.
It's about to be one.
he's about to be the big one. So, and that is crazy because I always wanted a son, and like now that I got a son, and I be seeing like different ways he act, I start saying, "Dang, was that me?" Like, man, yeah. Hey. And it's so, but it's crazy because it's like I'm gonna be honest. First and foremost, like I wasn't, it's unfortunate that my father wasn't around to show me how to be a man. And I learned how to really be a father from watching my big brother. Fred, he has been the absolute greatest father that I've seen.
Yes.
So
That's
I learned how to be a father, and so now, like I got my son, it's like now I'll be so happy because now, ever since I had him, I use those skills that I learned from him, which made me like, so much more better in my parenthood, which, when you become a great parent, it kind of helps a lot with your character too, the person that you portray in life.
And we always growing, parenthood is, it's a process, you think about how you were before, Michaela,
Yeah, for sure.
and now the things that you think about and, move towards now, Cameron, is different because of taking on the role of fatherhood in a very active way.
Right. Right, for sure. And then I had and that's for another show, definitely for me and Fred to get into our childhood troubles. But my childhood troubles,
Oh,
my childhood troubles, unfortunately again, led to a lot of my state of mind and thinking the wrong way with a lot of things. So I'm just like that part is what I'm really happy about getting. Like I said, this space I am in my life right now. I ain't the best, but I'm definitely a lot better than I used to be, and I'm just thankful for everything that's going on around me at this point.
That's definitely
pass on to Tom. That's great.
What'd you say, Fred?
I said the fact that you have progressed and you better than where you was, that's a brilliant blessing in itself. So, just keep on pushing, man. You got it.
You sure did.
Gotta believe, The thing is, people don't know the secret to success is that you are, and if you can keep your mind in the right position and continue to progress upon that, then I mean, you have no choice but to level up.
Absolutely.
My boys are doing great, getting straight A's, doing their thing.
Okay, now.
They Kingston's 11, going on 32. That boy,
Oh.
he's big. I can tell he's gonna be bigger than me because his feet is like his toes and everything is bigger than mine already. So it's like,
What?
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Frederick.
Well, it's a good thing you put that weight on then.
Yeah, you know I'm gonna.
You ain't want them folding you up, you know what I'm saying? You ain't want them to be doing that. So good thing they gonna be like, all right, Dad will be
That's
by
what
you
Top
now,
B
so we
needed to
ain't gonna
talk
try
about.
it.
Him and Pawpaw got into it.
What's up, and Frederick, he's doing his thing, real nice athlete, doing basketball right now, playing at the D1 Factory. And football just ended not too long ago. I just got them both into boxing, so we doing that.
Fred going to the double digits this year, right?
Who?
Little Fred going to the double digits, right?
Yeah. He'll be 10 in September.
Yeah.
So,
oh my goodness.
Definitely growing fast. Definitely growing fast. They doing good. Kingston has really taken a liking to boxing. Frederick not so much because he doesn't want to get knocked out, and he's
of course.
This is how you learn. This is how you do it. You go in the ring, you just get knocked out, man. You'll figure it out. So
he ain't going for that.
He ain't going for that. You already know that.
Yes,
he might hurt somebody for real if he get knocked out.
Yeah, so
that's what he need to do. He need to hurt somebody for real when he get knocked out, because he get knocked out.
Tom gonna be the one to knock him out.
It's good though that they.
Tom got to get knocked out too. Got to get knocked. He getting in boxing ASAP. It's just automatic, It's part of it. It's a part of growth and development, and then like a lot of then I tell you for real, like our young Black males today, they don't have the same opportunities as we had, not because they ain't out here, because the response to the choice is way less to happen if you don't have certain people in your life. Because the kids would rather get on their phone and social media. The reason why they in boxing and all that is because Fred he's adamant about his kids being involved in certain stuff, whether they want to do it or not. Hey, I'm still gonna let you try it out and see if you like it. Hey, if you don't, you don't. If you do, you do. Right. And a lot of times, Quirky used to be like that. Quirky was real active when he was younger. He played every sport. He was good at it too. I mean, he really should have been somebody. I mean, I thought he was at least gonna be going to college, with a scholar. What happened, man? Put that dope down.
But with that said, I was gonna say that that us turning our hobbies into the an actual career, an actual and that's another thing with Charles. He had such a broad athletic career that he could basically do anything that maybe he ain't supposed to be playing the sport, but he could be teaching the sport because he has a great knowledge in it, working out.
I really thought he was gonna be like a Deion Sanders, honestly.
He still can be.
He wasn't when he was younger. He was exactly like Deion Sanders. He was good at every sport.
Charles, what you think about that? What you think about what Deion Sanders? He moved from the HBCU. What you think about that?
It's a great thing to see our Black people become successful. We came a long way, and it wasn't easy. So
I'm just excited to be a part of life, to continue to grow and create, great things for myself, and by learning and listening and watching from others. So
Yeah.
it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I mean, and you always have tips for, for quad and everything as far as his sports go, position wise that he took heed to and working out with them.
One thing you got to understand is no matter what you've been through, or no matter your circumstances, when you decide that you're going to do something and you like make it a point to say, hey, listen, I'm going to do this no matter what, you'll see that the world will just start moving out your way. It's not as hard as it might seem from the outside looking in. Once you jump into it, then you will realize that, hey, man, this is easier than I thought. Then, like Mama was saying, try to reach back in to see. For me, what I try to do is to figure out what you are here to do and what you need to do.
I really like this new English, Fred. Like you are articulating your words.
I like to cut that.
I'm over here thinking when I talk next, I'm gonna, spice it up and make sure you can hear me clearly.
You can't beat me better than me. You understand? Listen, hey, no, but I'm really honestly speaking some real stuff because I'm only speaking from my experience now. Me, and I say I'm gonna get $1 million, and the thing is, the $1 million won't matter. It'll be who I became on the journey to get the $1 million, right?
Absolutely.
So when you experience a new thing, you automatically change because now you're dealing with different people. You're doing different things. So that's just with that. But what I was saying to y'all is you have to go back in time. If you really think about it, think about where you came from, your upbringing. What was the things that you kind of not even that you just organically enjoyed or something, and not that you even know. That's the beauty of a brilliant blessing, right? Because it was nothing that it was effortless. It wasn't even if you didn't notice it, like Cameron doesn't even know his true gift of speaking because he downplays it because it's not an obvious talent, but it is a true gift. So you have to take on to say, well, dang, all my life people say I talk too much. Well, now you need to use it because it's for a reason. Corky, hey, I've been in the sports all this time, whatever. I enjoy it. I get it.
Right.
Capitalize on it. Michaela, I'm pretty. And I got a mouth.
Don't my baby out.
Okay, well, let me go ahead and talk about I'm the educated one on here.
Tell me how brilliant she is. That's right.
I'm pretty and I got a mouth, but boom, you go ahead and connect it with the fact that I went to school for accounting. You put the two together, you're unstoppable. Because now you know how to get what you need, get what you want, and you also have the credentials and the knowledge to kind of bring that and sew that together. So I mean, and that's just me. I like to think of myself as having many talents, but there is truly a brilliant blessing in each and every one of us.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely,
we have to take time. That's why I mentioned gratitude earlier, is because we have to be thankful for what we do have and stop focusing on what we don't have.
yes,
right? And it may seem, some people might just say, well, hey, well, it might be easy for you to say, but I've been through a lot of things. Obviously I've been to prison. I've almost died a couple of times.
Absolutely.
To be honest. So, I've had some health issues or whatever the case might be. And you just have to take the time and have some gratitude. And you'll realize when you have that gratitude for what you do have, you tend to you tend to take care of it, you know, what you have, and then you're just blessed with more. You know what I'm saying? That's like, for if you can't be trusted with a little, how can you be trusted with a lot? You know, have to have gratitude for what you do have, and you'll be amazed on how much you're actually going to grow, you know. So gratitude is very important. Giving is very important, you know. A man I was just listening to, he's actually a billionaire, John, and he said success. He said, if you're successful and you don't give it away, then you failed at being successful, because you have to grow. And the thing is, if you can make other successful people, you're ultimately always going to be successful. Those people are going to remember that you made them successful. So you fall on your face, they gonna help. They gonna be quick to help you out.
Right.
So it's about growth. It's about love. Love is one of it is the most important thing. And if you could love yourself and have some empathy, put yourself in other people's shoes and love them, and it's not going to be always easy. You know, you look at the program. Sorry about that, but love is the most important thing, because, you know, without love, you know, we tend to get selfish, and like, it's easier said than done, because it's been this program of crabs in a bucket, making, you know, the Black community not one another, always trying to not come together and just kind of against each other all the time. And, you know, in some sense, we've been programmed to not like ourselves and to think that we're beneath every other American, but we're truly not. We are in God's likeness, and we have to learn to accept it about ourselves and not what everybody else thinks about ourselves. You know, I want to definitely definitely tell people to learn to think for themselves. You know, a lot of us don't think for ourselves, and just definitely implement love in every situation if you could, to just try to, and it's like I said, it's not easy all the time, but it's a very important factor to everyone's success. And that's what I want to say about that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I definitely agree. Not only do we have to have self-care, but we definitely have to have empathy and care for one another. And that has to start with loving, you know, and you got to love yourself. And sometimes that's people don't, and that's why they lash out. And when you do have love for yourself, it's a whole lot easier to show love and care for somebody else. But we definitely got to continue to move towards that. With that said, relationships, hit it off. Michaela, what's going down?
Oh, I wanted to talk about something else real quick.
Okay.
So when Fred was saying, you know, all the gifts that we do have, I definitely wanted to like mention Fred too. So Mom can kind of like angle the camera on the wonderful Human Valley design Fred created. You know, a talent that I always loved and really enjoyed seeing is Fred's ability to create art and articulate so much in a drawing and clothing and tattoos and all of that. So how are you putting that quality that, you know, and that God-given talent that you were talking about that sometimes we don't capitalize on, how are you including that? Look at that ability in your company.
That likeness.
So check this out. I look at everything. So I have the eye. So when you create an art, it is the ability to see things before they happen. It's almost like you like a sidekick in some sense. You know, at least I look at it that I see it already there before it's even there. So I also put that, you can also implement that in life. I believe everything was created, obviously. We are human beings, and we are like at the forefront of creation. And with that being said, is so I look at everything as an art form and an art piece. So I implement that every day with, just daily life it's a form of art. There's many forms of art which I love. I love that I can be able to draw, but there's many forms of art, painting, building, sculpting. There's many forms of art. Even with um, Corky, the fact that you can you know, uh, be that intuitive with sports, or Cameron intuitive with speaking, Michaela with just being as smart as you are, and with the accounting and stuff like that in your career. That's all a form of art to me. So it doesn't have to be.
Mm.
I don't like boxing up anything. So that's how I've implemented. I do want to kind of get back more into the more visual form of it, but I also implement art in every way. How I advertise myself in marketing, that's being implemented. So I look at art as uh, a way of kind of like an avenue or a gateway to every form in which you believe it to be.
He's an artist. He's an artist. Well, we get it. You're an artist. That's what's up. Well, definitely love the visual and the background of being an artist and creating, because that's just amazing. I'm looking forward to some art in my new place. We would love some art. Your niece would love a black ballerina, or some, a beautiful black little girl, because we didn't get that book bag. It never made it. I don't know what happened. It got lost in transaction.
No, I'm going to send it. I honestly been so busy. I'm going to have my assistant send it to you.
All right.
Okay. You hear that? Your uncle said his assistant will get back with you.
Yeah.
She
That
said,
part.
okay, she waiting on it. She waiting on it.
His assistant is Tommy Lee.
Yeah, I just been kind of busy, but I definitely haven't forgot. I want to make that definitely a top priority, because she's going to get that bag for sure.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. So relationships. Okay, relationships. So relationships in my life right now, are all jumbled into one, because when you have a new person that kind of like takes over your whole entire life, your responsibility, your obligation, which is my daughter. Every relationship right now is kind of like put in a category with, do I need it? Do I not need it? Is it safe? Is it not safe? It's all just in a category for my daughter right now. So I would say, with relationships with me, I'm just leaving them all on to God. I'm taking them all one step at a time. I am just keeping my mind on doing what's best for the right relationship, which is me and little Michaela. So relationships for me is pretty much geared around what's best for the relationship I have with my daughter right now. So that's where I would go with that.
Do you think that there is some disconnect as far as relationships, between men and women? I mean, is there a sense where that has to take a back burner because right now, what's important?
I think as a new mother and a mother that is not currently with the father of my child, absolutely, it takes, every other relationship takes a back burner, because every other relationship is now about the safety of her. And that rim is not only on my mind, but it comes into play in the father's mind, and everybody that loves her mind. It's kind of the main factor. So absolutely, romantic relationships take a huge back burner in new parents' lives, simply because you want to make sure everything is safe. And with doing so, you also want to make sure like the your ears are guarded on the opinions, because even trying to have a relationship or trying to be with someone outside of the child's father is it opens doors for a lot of opinions. It opens doors for a lot of judgment that I may feel at times, even if it's not meant to be given off like that. It comes off as judgment. So for sure, that takes a toll on the mental of relationships and all of that. But I know that at the end of the day, it's doing what's best for her, but also doing what's best for yourself. Because I do want to give that advice that I am learning through prayer and through every day trying, that my needs and my emotional state matter as well. Support for me, whether it's just a friend and we're romantically involved or not, does matter for me. So guarding my ears and my eyes and conversations right now is most important with relationships. That's why I don't just consider about the romantic ones, even the ones with my family and the ones with my friends at the moment. It's all a question about my dating situation and my relationship with my daughter. All becomes in one. It's like one conversation. So yeah.
Okay.
I can respect that.
Okay.
Well, me personally,
What's the brothers thinking? Yeah.
Watch your back.
for sure. I ain't
Got
gonna
eyes right here. It's
I will
watch.
say that as a woman, I respect your decision because you're a woman, and I do understand how tough it is for a black woman as well. At the same time, though, the choices that y'all have to make is more tougher too, because we as black men, we look into y'all more than anything. And I can say that in so many ways, but one of the biggest ways, especially with a lot of young black males coming from poverty, that was the main thing. A lot of young males looked up to, who their mother was. I mean, it was a point in time where I remember I was a kid. I didn't want no nigga hollering at my mama and looking at my mama, because you just look up to your mother that much, especially if you ain't got no father around. So then, like, as you get older, you think about what a woman is and what a woman is supposed to do to you, be to you. So sometimes, we gotta, I ain't even gonna say sometimes, we really have to, as y'all women, it's not us men, we really can't do nothing about it, but y'all have to have help with controlling the narrative of what a woman is, and understanding that we are not the same. I know a lot of times, y'all got the narrative today that we the same, but
So is there a difference though? So you say that between your mom and today's young woman, is there a difference though? Because the way that you
It's a big difference because the attention span is shorter. So yeah, it's a big difference. But I want to say that it's you got what with the things that was the same stuff was going on. Let's be clear about that. But the way
I think the women are definitely, not to control.
it's put out there more, and it's made more as cool. It's the cool thing to do now. You know what I mean? And I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
I think the women,
I know what I want.
are very different from.
I know what I want for a wife, and I know what I want in just a moment of desire. And sometimes women really do get that mixed up. Like if I see a woman, like say a woman go out to the club and she's barely got clothes on, cats is looking, booty all out, chest all out, cats is looking, right? So she takes that attention for you know for the wrong reasons, such as that she's thinking that niggas will wife her. And a lot of times, once we get past the initial attraction, which is a lot of times sex, right? Now who are you to that man? And that's why a lot of times it go wrong with women, because a lot of times guys are stuck on that initial attraction, and once you get past that initial attraction, it ain't nothing else. Because it wasn't nothing ever to begin with. I never, whether I tried to look into it or not to see if it was something else. When you out here putting on no clothes or trying to do this and trying to talk like a nigga and just pulling down and think you could do this, it gives me nothing else but to go one direction. So a lot of times with that narrative, I feel like that, especially with me having a daughter who's,
So
a
with
young woman.
men being visual creatures, sort of speak, visual creatures, you feel like, a lot of times people say, well, she shouldn't have been doing this or she shouldn't have been wearing that. I mean, how does that allow you to, I guess only look at her objectively? Or does that mean that she should be treated in any disrespectful way just because she decides to put her goodies on display?
So I want to speak on that.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna let this come too, but I'm gonna just say this real quick. From a personal perspective, I mean, I would say no. But from a general perspective on how the world is going, I would say yeah, because I mean it's the same way for a man. If I dress up in like urban clothes and thugging clothes, my pants sagging, I'm not going to get a certain type of woman. Let's just be clear about that. I'm not going to be, certain women ain't dealing with me. But if I got on a nice turtleneck, maybe some nice I'm a attract a different type of broad that wouldn't necessarily would have talked to me in my urban wear or when it looked like I don't care. So, or if she was gonna talk to me, she probably only wanted me for certain reasons. You see what I'm saying? It narrowed it down for her just because of what I was dressing. So yeah, a lot of times what you wear definitely has a part to play in who you dealing with, for sure. Facts. Even if you do get a relationship, who are you in a relationship with? You don't even know that. You know what I mean? Like, you think you got somebody, but little do you know. You know what I mean? So yeah, it plays a big part.
Okay. Frederick.
Hold on, you got anything to say, Charles? How do you actually feel about? Because you a little bit younger than all of us, so you in tune with kind of more what's going on today, and what do you experience with that disconnection?
Well, for the most part, just soaking up all the information because I'm more of an individual person. So I don't have too much to say about relationships. I'm still figuring that out.
Okay.
Do you think it's hard to figure out women? Do you think, okay, man, you have, dated and found yourself, interested and not interested, break up, so do you think that it's hard for you to decipher what they want, or, are they expectations, you feeling they too high, too low for themselves or for you?
Well, I look at it right now, like what Kayla said, she hit it on the head when she spoke about God. And if it come across me, um, just someone that's gonna be there to learn and figure it out.
Yeah.
Do you think, I have a question. Do you think that your upbringing has anything to do with the type of women, for everybody in here, the type of women or relationship that you overall, because now we all past that with, oh, some of us still with a little bit of looks or whatever, but overall what we look for in a person, does it have to do with your upbringing? Like, are y'all able to see those red flags or understand your red flags or your, like, what you bring in a relationship, whether it's, like, oh, I got these traits from my mom or I got these traits from my dad? Do you think your upbringing now plays more a part in our relationships? Court, Cam, whoever want to speak first.
Let
Okay.
Cam take that.
I'm gonna take that.
Okay, go ahead.
Because this is gonna touch on everything of what I believe. There's definitely a disconnect amongst men and women, and amongst men and men, amongst women and women. And the thing is before ever going to become a connection, you have to be able to connect with yourself. Mm-hmm. That goes in the part of knowing your upbringing, know what you want, what you don't want, and the fact that you might see a young lady or whatever they dress, however they are, it still shouldn't be how you presume to treat that person. Because if you're going to deal with that person or form a connection with that person, then you should just be you. Okay. So the thing is, if you're feel like you can disrespect someone or feel like there's not a connection, well, what does that say about you? The fact that you trying to force a connection, and if you're going to step out of, your morals, as far as treating that person any type of which way, then that's just a problem within yourself. So there's definitely a disconnection. And the thing is, even with relationships are very all the way around the border. And, they count for a lot. It counts for where you're going. They say you hang with a bus driver, you're going to be a bus driver. So, you have to understand that those connections that you do make is going to form a very pivotal point in your life and where you're going and who you're going to be. So, and there's been a disconnection because it's been devalued. Because everybody feel like they can own. There is no unity, especially in our community. The unity has, Queen Latifah was saying it back in the day, UNITY, but there's no more Queen Latifah. There's no more people in that right way, or now it's preached, independent, Mr. Independent, or you don't need this person, you don't need that, and that our arrogancy, which a lot of us is over, is definitely overrated. We're so arrogant ourselves, so you like, well, I don't got to deal with this, I ain't got to deal with that, and that's understandable to some, but there is a disconnect because we have not valued that man or that woman, as a person, as a human being that also has feelings or also has a point of view, and our egos or whatever the case might be will say it's all about me, 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 me. So when you have that mindset that it's all about me and mine, you ain't with me, you against me, and I gotta get it, I got to take care of mine, da da da. Well, self-preservation is every man's first instinct, so you tend to think about self, and then that's where the disconnection comes in, and that's just amongst everybody. So those relationships that you're getting in is now is selfish relationships. So now you're forming toxic relationships because
so what of like do you find
Wait, it's about to switch it up because I want to answer with you. I had an answer for your question, Kayla, before you switch it up. So you said, from our childhood, the relationships that we seen when we was younger, do you feel like it basically plays a part? Yes, I feel like it plays a major part. I want to say why. I feel like it plays a part because there's a comfortability there, right?
Yeah.
And it naturally didn't okay, like even down to, you think arguing with your woman is natural, and it's not. You know what I mean? Like it I mean, like it even like would play a part of me when I was a kid. Like it was like if I didn't have like if I wasn't arguing with my girlfriend, I would eventually make an argument out of nowhere just because I want. Hey, we need to have an argument. We ain't argued in a minute. You know what I mean? Like so, like I feel like, and then like now that I'm past that stuff, now real things are stuck in my situations that I'm working on to this day with my relationship. You know what I mean? Like things that, that come from that are definitely all my fault. It's just, where these things come from, whether it's from insecurities, whether it's not distrust, all those things. Like I said, I know for a fact I've been a victim of that myself, of causing abuse to in my relationships that I've seen when I was younger, whether it be mental. Huh?
Would you call that a victim?
Yeah, yeah. If you from Kayla's question, I would be the victim, because Kayla asked, "Do you do stuff that you saw when you were younger?" So when you were younger, you were the victim. Now you grew up into that. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying I am a victim of that. To where I grew up into the things that I actually saw when I was a kid. You know what I mean? I actually done some of those things. No, I'm not a victim anymore. I'm not, no, because I know what I'm doing and I know how to fix what I'm doing. But once I learn what I'm doing and I know what I'm doing and need to change, it is a process. Because I think
that's the thing, is learning to know what you're doing and what traits you have picked up on. Because I just recently realized that, like, some of the things, like, it's taking me time in relationships to understand the things that I carry, relationship to relationship to relationship.
Right.
I understand. I did have to go back and I'm like, dang, as a child, I got an issue with putting people out or leaving a situation. And I realized even as a child, I would put my siblings out of the room as me. So it's just small little things. Like I used to always put them out. I'm like, why am I putting them out? But it was something that I seen, and then it carried on relationship into relationship. And now I'm realizing, okay, I don't like being put out, and I do have an issue with doing that type of situation, but it's because it's instilled in my mind that get out during an argument for some reason is a way of handling that situation. And so I kind of have seen that it just takes time to realize those things, and that's why you can say you're still a victim, because I feel like before I realized it, I was still a victim of my mindset that was created for me. I didn't choose to have these ways. As I got older, I definitely chose those choices. But why did I think those choices were the reaction I should give? Because I didn't know
to counteract to counteract what you're saying. It is true that we only really know what we learned and saw as we was kids.
Product of your environment.
You're a product of your environment, right? So it now, as we get to now, here's where you got to think like what Fred would think. Like once you get to a certain age, right, you're not, it is we have to grow out of that big stage and take responsibility for your own actions.
Awareness isn't an age thing. I think you be learning as we go. We understand in ourselves.
No, that's a fact. No, that's right. It could come at any age, right? It could come at any age, right? But for ourselves, right? Where our strength comes in at, that shows our maturity is actually developing in the same things that we may not have been taught, and that we have come to the realization of, whether by ourselves or from the information of from somebody else. But once you come to the realization, right? Because even me, like today, like my girl is mad at me right now for some things that I done, right? Even though I already realized that she would be mad if I was caught, and I still did it, right? But at the same time, that's a problem that I have to fix too, right? Because now it's like that. I can't control myself. It seems like, you know, in so many different things, right? Even though I know it's I was aware of what it, huh?
Do you also learned, or are you learning that still, how to fix those things? So you're the things that you're doing in your relationship that you've done time and time again in past relationships, or what you've seen that you took on from your childhood, do you also feel like you're knowing ways now to solve them, to teach your son, so that the same things don't roll over and then he be, yeah, that cycle continues? Are you also showing now? Because I feel like that's a big thing, is I didn't see ways how to fix those certain things in relationships. So you've seen a lot of problems or a lot of good stuff, but when it goes bad, how to fix it, not sweep it under the rug, or how to really get out of that doghouse or that bad aura when you mess up in a situation.
I mean, yeah, of course, like I said, you know, for sure, honestly, especially with Cameron, but a lot of times it's about his age, like right now, why he growing up, the things that he sees, right? Like I told my girl, like I, like, I'm gonna keep it all the way real. Like I feel like I know I'm still young, and I know you know, can do a lot of things out here, right? But the, to have my son in the house with his mother, his actual real mother, and his actual real father means a lot to me. For him, you know, I feel like it's so much power in it. You know, for whatever reason that a lot of us, you know, that for whatever reason a lot of us didn't do it. For whatever reason, it's so hard to do. You know, even